Hello everyone, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome along. And here we are now with pack 115. This is the Lancaster bomber from Hachette, and it's the Dambuster type. And it's a B.III. So this is pack 115, and I've opened it up already because it came in a huge bag and I didn't want to have all the rattling and the wrinkling going on and everything. And also it enables me to get ready for the build, because what we're finding with this build is we're sort of darting between the airframe, the wings, the fuselage, then the stand, and it's just, I like to prepare and get ready rather than keep stop-starting. So basically here, pack 115, so we've got the starboard wing here, lower section, so we're going to be adding some lights and everything to that. So as usual, we'll go through the magazine first. I'm sorry about this, I've cut my thumb pretty badly working on my Fiat, and hence I'm unable to do any scale modelling at the moment, because especially the kit I'm working on is the Gecko Matilda 1, and it's absolutely minuscule parts and I can't handle them because of this thing on my thumb. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to put up with this for now, and then I'll get back on that Matilda very, very shortly. I may pick up something else, we shall see. I've got another couple of videos I can do. The Glider Pilot Regiment. Inspired by German airborne assaults, gliders were adopted by the British, and the Glider Pilot Regiment was established to fly them. Yeah, we know about the small gliders that were towed and went in, and then of course we had the big gliders that the UK used as well. Looks like we've only got the one subject in this magazine. So there they are, all lined up, and there they are up on their being towed. I'm not sure if you can get a kit of that. I don't think you can. So there we go. So in issue 116 we're going to get the upper section of the wing. It looks like they've done the green in gloss. And we've got a decal to go on as well. So that'll be fun. Right, so then in here we have a wing and some replacement parts. So we have a nice... The packaging on this model is fantastic, I must say. Other than those bloody screw bags. I hate them. Right, so we'll put the cardboard down here. That can go for recycling. So we'll get the parts out. So we've got all our parts there. So what are we going to do first of all? So I'm going to have to go and get some parts, because these all came in a previous magazine. Why they do that, I do not know. They all do it. So we've got our starboard wing. So this wing, this lower section, is going to go onto here. Okay, so that's going to slide down over just like so. Okay, and then we're going to carefully turn the wing and fix the fuselage. What? Take the starboard wing assembly and position so you can access the underside. Fit the starboard wing fuselage. Wing fuselage? What are they talking about? It's not a wing fuselage. The fuselage is the bit in the middle. Raise screw sockets on part aligned with screw holes in the front edge of the wing frame as indicated. There are similar alignments along the rear edge of the frame. Do not use any glue. Carefully turn the wing assembly over and fix the fuselage in place from the upper side of the frame using EP screws. 5 are positioned along the front edge of the wing and 4 are positioned along the rear edge. So I'm guessing these are the EP screws. So we'll get the bag open and we'll get some out on the bench. One spare, so we'll get our screwdriver pre-armed. You see, I'm really struggling to pick up even these screws. So we've got, the wing is going to turn over, so we've got screws going in here, it looks like, I'm guessing. Maybe these are going into plastic, guys, so don't go graunching them up. So there's that one. If you remember back a long time ago, everybody was asking, you know, about dihedral. The wings don't have any dihedral. Well, in a minute we'll see that they actually do. That doesn't feel right. It feels like it's stripped already. I'm not sure that it's actually got into its... No, it didn't go into its socket, did it? That's why. Okay, so the actual lower wing section is like a post that goes into a socket. Oops. So make sure they're in. If the screws strip straight away like that, you know you haven't got the socket. So I'm going to go on and put the rest of these screws in, and then I'll get some other bits out, and then I'll come back rather than have you watch me do this. Okay, so that's that done. So it's just a case of putting 9 screws in. So that's our lower wing section fitted. And as you can see on there, when you look at the wing, you can see it's got a definite dihedral in it. Okay, so those of you that were really worried back in the beginning, now you know not to worry. So next thing we're going to do now, take the navigation light parts from 113, fit the insert 113H, so this is 113H, into the navigation light 113G. So that's going to go in like that, I guess. Doesn't really have any positive fitting at all. And then similarly fit the small insert 113E into the navigation light 113F. So we've got this insert here that's going into there. Okay. And then identify the fixing points for the navigation light parts 113F, H and G. They fit over pegs on the wing. Check step 6 overleaf before you fit the parts. So step 6, before you position the navigation lights, fix the LEDs into inserts in the navigation light. Well, do not use any glue to hold the navigation lights in place. You can use a little masking tape to hold these light fittings in place until the remaining fuselage is fitted. It's not a fuselage, it's a wing. Okay, it's a wing skin. Oh, we've got to put those little cable cutters in as well. So what we're going to do here, the trouble is here, how do we know which is which, or doesn't it matter? I guess it doesn't matter. They're going down there. I'm assuming it doesn't matter because they're just going to come on, aren't they? So that piece there is going into there like that. So that is going to go into there, and then that is going to fit into there. I don't know why they tell you not to use any glue. This is quite awkward. So what we're going to do is put that into there first. Nothing stays together, it's all just loose and floppy. So that's going down on there. Nope, don't like that. Get a blade or something under there and lift that out, because we need to get that LED back out. Let's get a small flat screwdriver. If I have a small flat screwdriver, here we go. Get that under there and lever that up. This LED is going to have to go. Oh, come on. Bloody hell. Right. So that LED is going to have to go in there like that with the wires sideways, and then bend the wires up. And then it can go down in there like that. Okay, and that's designed to go into there, and then this is going to slide over there. Go down like that. I cannot see how on earth this is going to go. Go away! Get out the bloody way! Bloody thing. Oh, this is junk. Come on, just go over the bloody pin. There you go. Right. So that's going like that. And then this one, got the light going in there, and that one's going to go in there like that. It doesn't actually fit over the pins. Back in a bit, hang on. Okay, we got there in the end. Some bad news for you if you're not a scale modeler and you don't have much in the way of tools. The holes in this part are too small. I've had to draw them out to 2.2 millimeters to make them fit. So maybe 2.1 would do, but 2 I mean, most people have got a 2 millimeter drill, but it's not big enough. The pins are actually about 2.2. So there you go. I've got the wires held in place temporarily with some tape. and the excess, what I've done is looped it up in there between the ribs, as you can see. So that's how that's all gone together. So yeah, lovely. And I need to go and get these parts. I should have done these while the camera was off, shouldn't I? I've got to get these cable cutters. What are they calling them? They're calling them wing details. The person who wrote this manual doesn't know much about Lancasters, does he? Okay, so we've got a little bag of bits from 113. It's got like an intake. I've got the light on my side, guys. We've got like an intake here, and then you've got our cable cutters in there. So basically these are handed. I'm going to try and put these in my hand so you can see. But basically you can see that they have a pin on here. And that pin, you can see there it's facing up. So if I put that one so it's facing up, you can see they're the other way around. So they're sort of left and right. And when you put them in the wing, the pin has to point downwards. So this one here with the point downwards, the opening is to the left. So this is a 113K. So that's just going to slot into there, like so. And I hope it's a nice tight fit. Yeah, it's time to glue them in place, otherwise you're going to lose them. So we'll have to get a drop of super glue. All I'm going to do is just place those in, and then we'll move along. Alright, so there they are, they're glued in. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure you've got them so that they open away from the engine. Basically, they're cable cutters, and they're operated by a charge. It's like a bullet in there, and basically a cable comes along and when it flicks, the cable comes along the wing, and then it's got a charge that goes off and it cuts the cable, and it's from the balloons they put up to bring the aircraft down. So there we go, cable cutters. Right, take the model assembly from issue 1 of 4, carefully remove the connectors Z3 and Z4 from the starboard circuit board and remove the 2 FM screws holding it to the support of the wing. So we're going to take our fuselage here. I've got all the skins and everything on, so we're going to carefully remove these 2 wires here. There's my tweezers. Get something under there and lever them up, there we go, rather than pull on the wires. Oh, come on. I'm really struggling with this bloody plaster on my finger. I can't feel a thing. Sorry, I haven't cut myself so bad that my thumb's numb. It's the fact that it's like there's a great big plaster on there. And and obviously I've got a thumb cut off of a glove. So we could take these 2 screws out here. Okay, so there's 1. And there's 2. So we've got yet another replacement part. So here we are, we've got a replacement circuit board. We'll turn the page, just so we're looking at the right part of the book. Turn the page, and we're going to fit the replacement. Fix it in place with the 2 FM screws. They give us 2 new screws, but you don't need them, you've got the old ones. So, okay, this circuit board now, this one here, look. This one doesn't have the switches in, this one's got the switches in it. And that's going to go, which way around is it going to go? Z2 and Z4, sorry, Z3 and Z4 are at this end. So look for Z3 and Z4, and they're going to go inboard. So that's going to go down there like that. We'll take an FM screw. We don't need to use the used one. The new ones, just use the old ones. Let's get that one in there, and we'll get this one into here. Like so. There we go. And then we can put the 2 connectors. So we've got Z4 is going to go in there. I'm just going to push that in with a pair of tweezers. There we go, that's gone down. And then we've got Z3 is going in there. There we go, so that's those 2 back in. So that's our circuit board replaced. So now we can see the completed work. So there we are. So issue 116 is the upper wing, so I guess we're going to fit that onto that wing. So I'll see you back for that one. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.